Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Kent Justice, your host for This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition. Dana Karzan is Chief Marketing Officer for VyStar Credit Union, our guest today. And we're jumping into a talk about a campaign called Through Your Life, and then something else pretty cool, a Super Bowl commercial.
Yes.
Dana, thanks for joining us. I'm getting just a lot of joy out of getting to know you today as we get to visit a little bit here. Tell us about this campaign. And yeah, Super Bowl commercial?
Right. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm really delighted to be here. And yes, very exciting. We just put together a new commercial for VyStar called Through Your Life. And we made the decision to really try to get it out there where a lot of people were watching TV, and we chose we chose the Super Bowl. We actually debuted the commercial back at Thanksgiving for the Thanksgiving Macy's parade. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah. Right.
So what we have found is we really want to get all of those eyeballs on the commercial for us to really grow the awareness, and especially in our new markets, but also just to tell the story a little bit about what we do at VyStar. We found, like, a lot of people think, you know, it's a credit union, we only do kind of a small amount of things. But in reality, we really have services that fit people throughout their life, throughout their needs. And so wanting to get that awareness out that people can come to us not just for checking and savings, which we all welcome that through the door, but also things like investments, insurance, and mortgages and things like that.
Well, my introduction to VyStar as a member was I needed an auto loan.
Yes.
And really had not been involved with a credit union prior to that. And so learning about the differences, credit unions or banks or what have you. And then within that segment, there are different purposes or different focuses that a credit union would have. So tell us more about this Through Your Life idea and why that's important and why it lines up with what VyStar is trying to promote for members.
Right. And so it's really about the fact that, you know, coming to us, a lot of people come to us when they're in high school at times. We have high school branches throughout Northeast Florida.
Let's pause there for a moment.
Yeah.
Branches in a high school?
Branches actually in the high schools. So we work with the schools directly themselves. We get permission to build within their high schools, and then we have students come in and they get trained in running a branch, but also trained in teaching financial health and fitness, and then they go and teach their peers about it. Yeah. We've found that's the best way for our youth to learn is from each other. They're much more likely to listen, right? First of all, right? But being able to come in and teach their peers, and then they also have access to do internships during the summers, and many of them come on, you know, work with us throughout college, and then come on and work with us afterwards.
In fact, I have. Up early there,
that's right. We want to get the best talent that we can, right, through that. But that's just an example of starting out with VyStar Through Your Life. A lot of us come to us through the military, through the Navy, and other ways. But then we want to grow with each of our members throughout their lives as they, you know, start to have, you know, build houses, buy houses, you know, put their kids in school or through school, start to retire. And we really have the products to really support all of that. But also, as you know from working with a credit union, we're not just like every other bank, right? We really try to come to our members with personalized service, that caring touch, that help, that assistance as they need it through those different life stages and those challenges that they face, and help them overcome those, and then you know, build with them and grow with them through their life.
Well, it's interesting. We were talking briefly before we started the recording today about my parents and their journey, and that they were in the same home for 48 years. Well,
Amazing.
There's something with like that community bank too that made them very loyal. I'm sure from a business perspective, a credit union say, hey, we want our members to know we're committed to them so they stay committed to us, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the key point is we want to be with them, but we would hope that they'll never need to go to another financial institution because they have everything that they need. Yeah. And then I think the other part of it that makes us different as a credit union is that we support our communities around us. So not only giving back to our members.
Yes.
So, you know, we support our communities in multiple ways. So the first, of course, is just giving the dollars to the organizations. So in 2024, VyStar donated $7.2 million to nonprofit organizations. I would say about half of that in Northeast Florida alone, to 400 different organizations that we support. And also the other way we give is through volunteerism. So we're proud, we broke a new record in 2024. We gave 40,000 volunteer hours from our employees. So if you think we have roughly about 2,500 employees, gave 40,000 hours in 1 year. It's incredible.
Well, I'm just curious, what's the mechanism for encouraging that from staff members and people who are part of VyStar to say, hey, go donate your time, go serve your community in this way?
Well, it's really at the heart of what we do. So when we're even hiring people, we talk a lot about our purpose, which our purpose is a very simple purpose: to do good. And so when we go and hire people, we look for people that already have that as part of their own personality or their culture. So we interview for that. Once people are hired, we spend a lot of time talking about our culture and onboarding them to the culture. They see all of their peers and colleagues also giving of their time. But then we also support employees through giving them 8 hours of vacation time, basically, to donate, to do volunteer activities.
So we'll support you in your paycheck to go do this thing that is important to us as an organization to give back that way.
And then we also do big programs, perhaps you've heard about it, we do Good is Everywhere every year, which is about a 2 to 3 week program. And what we do is we try to get everyone, all of the employees, to go out and volunteer, often together, so that it's also a really wonderful team building activity. We're all out in the community at the same time, so we can really, really make our impact felt. And at that same time, we also try to give back to our members in the community with some fun special events at the organizations that we work with. So for example, we'll give like a free day at the zoo for our members and even the community to go to, or free tickets to Jumbo Shrimp to see a game. Or we even did in Orlando, we did a sports clinic with the Orlando Magic. Again, that our members could sign up for that. So we try to do a combination of both that volunteer, but also giving back to our members in our community so they can see all these great organizations that are out there in the community and really experience it for themselves.
Dana Karzan from VyStar Credit Union, the Chief Marketing Officer, our guest on our podcast today. So I want to talk a little bit about the financial fitness initiatives you have. First, I just wanted to kind of lean into what the footprint of VyStar is. You know, we're here in Northeast Florida. Hey, are people in Georgia having an opportunity? Where does VyStar go?
Yes, so we've grown quite a bit in the last few years. So we now go all the way down through Orlando over to the Space Coast. About far west in Florida is Tallahassee. Okay. And then now we've expanded into Georgia. So we have a presence in Savannah and Brunswick. And we are quickly hoping to open some more branches up kind of in that southeast corner. We also have Thomasville in Georgia, just over the border from Tallahassee. And then we have several locations in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're up to 5 locations in Atlanta, Georgia, and growing. So it's been a really exciting time, especially being in marketing, because it's much different to market just from Jacksonville to now expand into a big market like Orlando and an even bigger market like Atlanta, right?
Yeah. What's the driving force of that? Hey, why do we need to grow? I'm certain you and the other executives are saying, well, what's our purpose here? Why is this important to us?
We talk a lot about growth for good. So it's not just growth for growth's sake, but it's really for our ability to grow, to actually bring, what we believe are unique services to more people, kind of where they work, where they play, where they go to school, where they vacation at times, and maybe even where they retire. So really our vision and our inspiration is we want to be the credit union of choice in the Southeast. Okay. So this is really part of our longer term plan. Georgia is not where we're going to stop. We're hoping to continue to move further north, a little bit of the corner, you can imagine kind of where the southeast corner is. This also matches a lot of really our member profile. So if we think about, we started at NAS Jax as a credit union for military members. We have the ability to accept members in the military or former members of the military anywhere in the world. So, and as you may know, I think over a third of all of the military are either stationed in the Southeast or have retired, or veterans are in the Southeast. So it's a very huge market for that segment. But also we extend beyond that. So we just really like to think about, as we look at our members, where they do like to go on vacation. Maybe they go up to the mountains in the Carolinas, right? Maybe they go to Atlanta. Several of their children go to school in kind of that Southeast area. Again, may end up in a place like Atlanta or Orlando for their jobs afterwards. Maybe they come back to Jacksonville, we hope they do. And then many retire in that same area. So we're really, really trying to be where our members are through their life again.
Well, through their life, that connected to something that you and the team told me you wanted to talk about, which was some of the free seminars at the VyStar Financial Fitness Center. This is the corner at Deb's store. So I love this idea anyway. Joe, Debs, and I have talked about this idea of bringing this back. But then on top of that, here's this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so really excited that we could be part of the, all of the work in the revitalization in East Jacksonville, and part of the Deb's store. And so upstairs in the Deb's store, we have a small office that's really devoted to helping the community grow their financial fitness skills. And so as part of that, we're doing some seminars. We've already run one in January, but we have another one coming up the 26th of February, and then another one the 26th of March. And it's really around, tips and techniques and things to really help people through different things they may experience around financial services. So I think the next seminar we're going to be focused really on the tools that we have available to do budgeting and other types of financial fitness things. And then in March we're going to talk about fraud, which I know is a big topic for a lot of people. How to be alert and aware of all of the things on frauds and how you can protect yourself from those activities. It's an in-person, anyone can sign up to come. You just go on our website and we will serve some light refreshments, then you can learn all about these tools and techniques. And it's really part of a bigger, another broader initiative that we're focused on with financial fitness. We're running what we're calling the Savings Challenge.
Okay, tell me more. The Savings Challenge.
The Savings Challenge. And what it really stems from is last year Wallet Hub did a survey where they came out with the 10 most financially distressed cities in the country. And both Jacksonville and Atlanta were in the top 10.
What does financially distressed mean?
That means that more people are having trouble with their finances than other cities. And so when
costs in the last few years have gone up so much faster than wages.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. All of those challenges that we see in the community that people are facing. We saw that. We wanted to do something to help on that. Another stat that is out there that's pretty amazing is over 40% of Americans aren't able to cover $1,000 unexpected expense. So that's pretty scary if you think about over 40% couldn't handle that if that comes up. And so what we decided to do is come together to try to do a savings challenge to help people save $1,000. And we're trying to get several people to participate in this and hopefully save over $1 million across our communities by helping support people to do that. And that we're supporting them through different tips and tools and techniques to do that. But also we are offering a little incentive with a little contest that people can join. And if we're picking, I think, 10 winners to win $1,000, into those savings
Double the
accounts.
savings,
So you've
right?
got now 2 months of savings in there
Yeah.
to do that. So, and again, we're working with a lot of nonprofit organizations as well as different government leaders and entities to help support and get the word out about the importance of putting this money away and having a little bit of cushion to be able to handle life's unexpected moments.
And what we're talking about, it sounds like a lot of the financial fitness guidance or help that's being provided is for individuals. Anything for small business owners or something that helps the business community as they try to get through what can be sometimes a difficult process?
Well, what we find is obviously there's many different sizes of businesses, but a lot of sole proprietors that look very similar to consumers that are struggling with the same issues and more. I mean, I think I saw a story around a restaurant owner who is struggling with the eggs crisis and how much of those expenses are really hitting them. So I think it's really the same idea that a lot of consumers need to think about is making sure you have that cushion in your cash flow for those unexpected events, whether it's, high egg prices or, impacts from maybe the tariffs that are going to be coming our way, or, interest rates being higher than expected. I mean, all of those things have been things we've all experienced, and whether you're a business owner or a consumer. And again, all of those financial fitness tips are available. We do have some special financial fitness support for small businesses also on our website.
Maybe we wrap up here, but as you were talking about growth earlier, I thought, what does that look like? Adding locations or building new facilities, or does it look different because we're in 2025 now and banking is different? Right.
Well, we've thought a lot about that, and we've had a lot of internal debates around, well, is it still about building branches or can we go all digital? And I think the answer is yes and yes.
Yeah.
We have to do both. We have to do both very well. And so we still strongly believe that we need to have a marquee location in our local areas, almost to put the branch down as a sign that we're here, that we do have support for you if you do want to have that one-to-one interaction, or it makes you feel more comfortable. Sometimes they never walk in the door, but being able to drive by and know it's there feels good, right? But we also have invested very heavily in our digital side of the business and continue to do that, both on the sense of the technology and the experience and all of the tools that are there for members, but also making sure it's absolutely secure. So we've invested very heavily in safety, security, fighting fraud, and those types of things on the digital, and we'll continue to grow that. We'll continue to have more capabilities that will come our way to support people that want to be part of VyStar and maybe don't live in any of the local areas. And as I mentioned, our military can be with us anywhere in the world. So we want to make sure they have all the services that they need, even though they're not near a branch.
Well, certainly we can imagine that sailor who gets started with VyStar in Jacksonville and then says, oh, I've been deployed, I've been sent somewhere, my new duty station is, but can still have that relationship.
Absolutely.
Northeast Florida, glad to have the relationship. Thank you so much, Dana, for sharing some of these initiatives, what's important to VyStar, and certainly that growth is exciting as well. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much to our guest in today's episode. Dana Karzan is the Chief Marketing Officer at VyStar Credit Union. And just a reminder, we're constantly working to bring you more interviews like this focused on economic growth in our region. You can find more episodes right now, including on News for Jax Plus. So like, subscribe, and follow wherever you find our podcast. Thanks for joining us for This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition.